Ethan woke up every morning with the same heavy feeling in his chest. The alarm rang, but his motivation never did. His room was small and quiet, yet his mind was loud with worries. Before even getting out of bed, he checked his phone. Another rejection email. Another reminder that he was still stuck in the same place while everyone else seemed to be moving forward. He sighed, staring at the ceiling, wondering when life had quietly passed him by. He was in his mid-20s, educated, hardworking, and full of dreams once. But those dreams now felt distant, like memories from someone else's life. Every day felt like a repeat of yesterday. He worked a job he didn't love, earned just enough to survive, and went home feeling empty. When he scrolled through social media, it hurt even more. Friends buying houses, traveling, getting promotions. Ethan felt invisible, as if the world had forgotten him. Deep inside, he believed life was unfair to him. He told himself that others were lucky, that success was reserved for people with connections, money, or talent he didn't have. Slowly, this belief became his truth. He stopped trying his best because he assumed it wouldn't matter. He stopped dreaming because dreaming reminded him of failure. His perspective became dark, and through that darkness, everything in life looked hopeless. One evening, after another exhausting day, Ethan sat alone on a bench outside his apartment building. His shoulders were slouched, his eyes tired. That's when he noticed an older man nearby, quietly sweeping the walkway. The man worked slowly, calmly, as if he had all the time in the world. There was something peaceful about him. After a moment, the man looked up and smiled. "You look like someone carrying a very heavy bag," the man said gently. Ethan forced a small smile. "Feels like it," he replied. Without meaning to, he started talking. About his job, his failures, his bad luck. Words poured out like water from a broken dam. The more he spoke, the more frustrated he became. "No matter what I do," Ethan said, "nothing changes." The old man listened quietly. Then he pointed at the streetlight above them. "Do you see that light?" he asked. "Yes," Ethan answered, confused. "From where I stand, it lights the whole road," the man said. "From where you sit, it only lights half of it." "Same light. Different view." Ethan stayed silent. The words felt simple, yet uncomfortable. The man smiled again and returned to his work, leaving Ethan alone with his thoughts. For the first time in a long while, Ethan wondered if the problem wasn't his life, but the way he had been looking at it. Ethan could not stop thinking about the old man's words that night. They followed him home, into his small room, and even into his sleep. Same light, different view. The sentence felt simple, yet it disturbed him. If nothing in his life had changed, then why did it suddenly feel possible that he might be the one standing in the wrong place all along without ever realizing it before now? The next morning, Ethan woke up to the same alarm, the same room, and the same problems. Nothing magical had happened overnight. But something was different inside him. Instead of reaching for his phone to check bad news, he sat quietly for a moment. For the first time in months, he asked himself one honest question. What if I try seeing today as a lesson, not punishment meant for growth? That small question changed how he moved through the day. At work, when a mistake happened, he did not panic or blame himself. He observed it, corrected it, and moved on. When others spoke confidently, he listened instead of shrinking. The world had not softened, but Ethan was no longer fighting himself. This quiet shift gave him energy he had forgotten he owned and courage to continue trying each day. Days passed, then weeks, And Ethan noticed patterns he had ignored before. Rejection still came, but they no longer felt like personal attacks. Each one showed him where to improve. He updated his skills, asked questions, and practiced patience. Progress was slow, yet it finally felt real and earned. Instead of rushing results, he learned to respect steady effort and trust the process, shaping his future with quiet confidence inside. One evening, Ethan saw the old man again near the building. This time, Ethan approached him with a lighter face. He thanked him, but the man only smiled. He explained that nothing was given to Ethan that day. The truth had already been there. Ethan simply changed where he stood. Life responds differently when we meet it with belief and responsibility instead of fear and excuses and constant doubt alone. From that point forward, challenges still existed, but they no longer defined him. Ethan defined himself by effort, learning, and resilience. He stopped waiting for motivation and acted first. Slowly, opportunities appeared where he once saw walls. Not because the world changed, but because his eyes finally did. This new vision turned ordinary days into stepping stones toward purpose and restored faith in his own direction and inner strength growing. The lesson was simple, yet powerful. Destiny is not a fixed road chosen for you. It is shaped by how you respond to what happens. When you see yourself as a victim, life feels cruel. When you see yourself as a learner, life becomes a teacher guiding you forward. Perspective decides whether pain breaks you or builds you stronger through patience, courage, and repeated honest effort over time with intention. This story is a reminder for anyone feeling lost or behind. You may not control your starting point, your past, or your struggles. But you always control how you look at them. Change your perspective, and you will notice new paths opening where none existed before. Your destiny listens closely to the way you speak to yourself daily in silence, doubt, hope, and belief, shaping choices moment by moment forward. When you choose a new viewpoint, you choose a new direction. Not overnight, not easily, but honestly. Step by step, your actions align with belief. And one day, you realize the life you wanted was built quietly through perspective, patience, and the courage to see differently. That is how change begins and how destiny slowly answers when you stop running and start seeing clearly within yourself first before the world. So if you feel stuck today, remember this story. Stand up, shift your view, and take responsibility for the next small step. Life may not change instantly, but you will. And when you change, your destiny has no choice but to follow. Because perspective is the quiet force that turns hope into reality through consistent action, belief, and patience every single day, no matter how small it seems at first.